Okay, welcome back. This is part four of a multi-part series. This is the A10. If you're new here, thanks for coming by. If you would hit like and subscribe, that would be fantastic. It would really help. Okay. All right. So what I've done is I have got all of the parts for these steps right here, 6 and 7. So I could paint the white sides, okay. um, and I've gone ahead and put the canopy on temporarily, um, so I can use it as a paint mask. Um, so what I think what I'm going to do today is I'm going to put these other pieces here on. I'm not going to put on or do anything with the landing gear right now because it's going to be down. I don't want to put the landing gear there while I'm trying to pick this thing up and turn it around and paint it and everything else. So um, we're going to skip part of this step, well, part of two steps, all of one, part of one, anyway. And then we'll go on and do rockets and missiles and stuff, and that's the last step is 9, and then all of the decals. That's all. So almost done. So let's do okay. So with the landing gear parts, well, it actually it's just the two main gear. Um, there's this little piece back here. It's actually not part of the landing gear. It's part of this pylon that the landing gear is in. Um, I guess they cut that off of there if it was easier to mold that way or something. I don't know. So I'm going to go ahead and put it on both sides, both wings, um, and but not put in the landing gear because I'll knock it off. I'll break it off. I guarantee you, I'll break it off. Um, so we're not doing it. We're just going to do this and skip all the landing gear parts and move along to the bombs. So here we are. All right. Okay. This piece goes like that. Okay, I got the burr off. I'll set that there for a second. A little nubs, little from cutting them off the sprues. So just doing a little knife work here real quick. Hopefully you guys can see that. I'll move my hands up a little further. Just a little scraping here to get these to be a little bit smoother. It's had kind of a jagged edge on it, almost like it was flash, but it's not flash. It just comes to a sharp edge. All right, that's done. There's this. Gotta get the nub off that. Okay, that's the barrel. An end piece for the barrel. Gee whiz, that's tiny. And then our ladder. Man, they're getting better at hiding those parting lines. Because I don't even see any parting lines on this part. Not any. That little nub up here is all I gotta do. Okay. Alright. Okay, I'm gonna do this part down here because it'll be easier for me. Better for you guys too. Okay, this is the minigun barrel. And first, we're going to put it into here. Oh, there we go. All right, and we give that a little extra thin there. All right, I think that's good. Then I think what we're going to do is we're going to put a little bit of extra thin on the end right here, and put a little bit on the back of this. Just so it gets sticky. There we go. Now it looks like a Gatling gun. Oh, that's right. They had two pieces here, labeled them both as C5, and there was only one C5. So go back and double check. So this is the D. This is the A sprue. This is the D sprue. This is the B sprue. This must be C. And this one is E. Yeah, see right here? One C5 is right there, which is what is there. So I don't even see this other one. I don't know what that's supposed to be. I'm going to take a minute and look at each sprue here, and we'll make sure that we don't find it somewhere else. I'm hoping that it, I'm hoping that the part is here and just has a different number, a sprue. It's not looking good though. Nope, not looking good. So there's nothing for this piece right here. That one right there. See that marked C5? That's marked C5. This is the only C5 that I could find. That's this one right here. It looks like it goes right here. And I think it does. Well, I don't know which one of these things is supposed to be the cover for that hole right there. And that's where the ladder comes out of. But so the door moves either this way or moves that way. But I am not sure. I mean, there isn't that piece doesn't exist. Mm-mm. Nope, that part doesn't exist. Actually, this piece is that one. Now that I look at it better, yeah, this piece is that one. But there's no nub or anything to put that there. Yeah, it just goes right here. All right, I can't hold on to this thing. I know you guys can't see this. Sorry. Here, maybe you can see that. Okay, well, that one's on. I don't think I'm going to put this on either. This is the ladder, goes up into there. Um, but I'll knock it off too, because it's just going to be sticking out. So this can go in here, I guess. Actually, no, I'm going to, yeah, put it in here. All right, and then we need to do these other things. And I don't know if you guys have noticed how this is sitting in here when it was right side up, but it looks like there's a possibility that the thing has not got enough nose weight. It may be a tail sitter. So we're gonna hope not. Um, you have to have all the plastic on. You have to have all the plastic on, and there's the front landing gear and everything goes up here. Um, so I'm hoping it's enough. Just put a little bit of cement on both sides there because it's got to go here and then got to go up, so it'll stick on there. There we go. Okay, got a little nub there. Pokey bit. Gotta get rid of that. It's just a little leftover from the sprue that when you cut them off. There's a little bump there, a little nubbin, and you have to take it off. So Okay, those are on. Now let's do the front. Because I got the, I was giving that Gatling gun a minute to solidify there. There's several things in this kit that um, don't have any kind of pins or anything to make sure that it's in the right spot, positively, there. Um, I don't know if I'm gonna have to. I don't know if I'm gonna have to cut that out or not. Um, I might cut that off a little bit. There's a step right here, and I'm afraid that it'll interfere with that front piece. So I'm going to take this X-Acto blade, hobby knife, whatever you want to call it, and cut this down a little bit. All right, that's better. Okay, well, since there's no locating pins or anything, we got to do this the same way that we just did those other two parts. We will take some extra thin and put it around on the edge. And take some extra thin and put it on this part around the edge. Give it just a few seconds here to start melting that plastic, making it sticky. And it's stuck on. Okay, I think what we're going to do now is we are going to switch over to bombs. So we're going to leave that there to let the cement cure, and we'll move on to bombs here. And we've got to paint bombs first. Okay, okay. Um, Oh, oh, I see. Okay, here we go. And that one, and we need this one. And then we get to the bigger ones down there. Okay. Okay, first things first. We need all of these G's right here. I believe it's all of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, but you need to do this on the other side, which means you need 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yep. All right. That sprue's done for. You know, some people will say it would have been better for me to leave those in there and paint them on the sprue, which I have done in the past. Um, but these things need cleanup anyway. There's got mold line, and then there's an ejector pin mark, an ejector pin mark. I'll show it to you in just a second. Right there, see it? All right, you see what I'm doing? This is all I'm going to be doing. I got to do every one of these. No need for you guys to see that all this sanding. Sanding's boring. I'm pretty boring anyway, but um, I don't need any help. So I'm just going to do this. I think on these other ones, I think I'm going to fill those in with super glue and then do this. I'll have a lot less sanding to do if I'll do that. There's each bomb has two 2 ejector pin marks and 2 nubs. This one I'm just going to knock the edge off of it, and then I'll fill it too. Okay. Alright, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to fill all the ejector pin marks with super glue, and then I will sand them all down, put them in clips, and paint them. So I'll put them in like this. I'll just clip one of their tail feathers there. Then I can spray this, be a lot faster and smoother. And then once that main thing is dry, when I can take them out, I'll take them out and turn it over just 180 so I can get the parts that were in the clip. But I've got to take these nubs off first. So I'll come back when I'm about to paint these, and we'll go from there. Okay, I'm back. All I've done is filled in these ejector pin marks, sanded them down, sanded down any parting lines that I could see. Now I'm just going to paint them. I'm going to paint them all black with black primer, and then I'm going to give them a few minutes to set up, and then I'm going to paint them their actual colors. Uh, these GBU bombs, I don't remember which ones they are, but they're going to be the light ghost gray, and the other ones are going to be olive drab. So there's one painted with primer, and goes over here in the holder. Do it again. That's all I'm going to do. So you're not missing anything. I'm gonna put you on hold for a little bit while I do this, and when I come back, they'll all be painted the correct colors, and then we'll leave those overnight so I can come back and do decals, because it's going to be easier to do the decals. It'll be easier to do the decals before I put them on the plane. That way I don't have to deal with the plane. I just have to deal with holding these. Um, I got my fancy fan right here, the paint booth. It's got 2 fans in the back, drawing air through here. So that's why I'm kind of aiming at that, so the overspray doesn't go all over my table, and so I'm not breathing it. It's acrylic, but still, it's probably not good to breathe. So that's all I'm doing. So I'm going to do that, and then we'll come back. Okay, welcome back. Only a couple of seconds for you, but it's been about half an hour for me. So what I've done so far is exactly what I said I was going to do. I have primed these rockets. I guess those are just bombs. Anyway, rockets, bombs. These GBU bombs. I've primed everything to include the plane. Um, my suggestion to you is it says to paint these fan parts and the exhaust bit in the back um, gunmetal, which is fine, paint them, but just know that you're probably going to have to touch up the ends, and you're going to have to go back into the fans with gunmetal, because whenever you either spray with an airbrush or paint with a regular brush inside here, you're going to get it all over those fans, which is fine. I got primer everywhere, not a big deal. What I will do is I will probably paint the entire thing to include inside here, and I'll come back and I will do the fans with a brush, so I can get down in there and just kind of figure that out with the brush there. So anyway, that's where we're at. This Vallejo surface primer, it's actually not that bad a primer. People always complain that it peels if you try to sand it. Well, here's the thing. It does. If you try to sand it like a half hour or an hour after you put it on. This primer has got to cure overnight so that it will actually cure and become sandable. It is sandable once it's cured. It's dry like everything else. So now, that being said, I do prefer Mr. Surfacer, but I didn't feel like smelling it today. So I usually use Mr. Surfacer, either the black or the gray. I usually do the 1000 as a primer. I leave the 500 sometimes if I find little seams that I have to have to put a little stuff on. Like, I'm wondering if I'm going to have to do this. I need to go find a reference and look and see if this seam going around this nose is supposed to be there. And this one right out in the middle, which I'm pretty sure that one's not supposed to be there. So that's where we're at. So I'm going to let it all cure overnight, and then I will come back and we'll start working again, and that'll be part 5, because I don't edit. Look, if you like to watch 25, 30, 40, 50 hours of plane building compressed into 15 minutes, I could do that, but I don't want to spend the time editing. I make models for fun. I enjoy doing this. I enjoy recording, but I don't edit, because I'm not going to go sit down for another 2 hours at the computer and edit this video into 15 minutes. So not going to happen. So this is the end of part 4. Part 5 will be picking up from here, painting the bombs and everything, painting the plane. I'm gonna have to do decals on the bombs and stuff before I put them on the plane. I need to find the things, the bomb racks the bombs connect to and see what color they are. Here they are. If they are the same color, they look like they're the same color as the plane is. So and some of these antennas on here are black, sticking out of the bottom. That's okay. It's kind of cool. Okay, so there's a few black spots here and there. But it doesn't tell me what the main two colors are. Oh, yes, it does. Here they are. 8, 9, and 10. So 8, 9, and 10. Okay, so looks like the underneath is mostly 8. So 10. Only see two colors on here. All right. So 8, 9, and 10. So 8, 9, and 10. Light ghost gray, dark ghost gray, and gunship gray. Okay, cool. All right, I'll see you guys back on part 5. Peace.